Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for education and technology. So after I share the last video on using the Coros watch to help one to get into recovery, I have received many messages from our friends. And most of our friends is thinking that what I am presenting is some kind of breathing techniques like what you see in the market. And thus I like to make this video to share with you. It is not so. What I'm presenting, what I'm sharing on using Coros watch to help to get into the recovery state, it is a completely different thing compared with most of us. We heard about the breathing techniques and so forth. Okay, so let's go with it step by step so you can see what exactly is happening here. The first thing we need to understand about this human physiological handling is we can model it into two types of world. Like in my book, Wing Chun Inception, that is a world which is, I name it as the intelligent world. And that is a world which I name it as the natural world. The intelligent world is like how we live every day. We use our mind to control things, to drive things. Where in the natural world, it is the world as it. Natural world, okay? It runs in the law of nature, like raining, like a baby, okay? As in the intelligent world, it is all kinds of manipulations based on some ideas or concept, okay? So now this is the natural world, this is the intelligent world. And in the natural world, people die, okay? Disregard of how you manipulate, when the time is up, the limit is up, people die. And baby is born. That's natural world. And it's rain, is all sort of stuff. Okay, so that's natural world. Now, recovery. The definitions of recovery and the facts of recovery is actually enter into the natural world. And you leave the body, the mind, and the breathing alone. You leave it alone so that the body, the mind, the breathing rest and settle and get deeper into rest. For example, when we sleep at night, we enter into the natural world. Thereby we can have deep sleep. Another example is baby. Naturally, you feed the baby, and you let the baby rest, and the baby grow, and it become us. Grow up and teenager and adult. That is how it is. So this rest, deep rest, is recovery. If you want to have recovery, you need deep rest, and you need to leave your body, mind, and breathing alone. Let it function naturally. Okay? So that is recovery. It has to rest. Now, for whatever today's breathing control to do certain things like to de-stress, to improve this, improve that. Those are all manipulative stuff. Those are all temporary stuff. And when people say, well, I want to control my breathing following a certain slow breathing rate, or pace it with a slow breathing rate, then it can actually influence my breathing and my heart synchronization and so forth. Those are all manipulation. Those are belong to the intelligent world. Those are temporary stuff. Okay? So whatever in the manipulative world or intelligent world, it is going to dissipate energy. It can help balancing, help circulation, but it is going to be dissipative. Okay? So for human, you want to get recovery, there is only one thing, one way to go. Enter into the natural world, get rest, get deeper rest. And one need to leave the body, the mind, the breathing alone. Okay? Not monkey around with it and try to control it. Now, the N1 process in the Wing Chun Inception book, or in the other video which I mentioned, with the process step there. Okay, the N1 process step there. Oh, this is actually I didn't invent this. Okay, this is actually the common denominator of the ancient Chinese, the Chinese Buddhist practice when they need to get recovery from sickness, or they want to to accumulate energy, okay, to get stronger. Okay, now the N1 process is step by step enter into the natural world, and then you leave it alone, and the body, the mind, the breathing is going to settle and run by itself without manipulations. Okay? So that is recovery. You cannot manipulate it. You can only have it to step by step get into the natural world. And also there is a sequence to get into the natural world. First is the body. The physical body has to be handled properly. Let them get into the natural world, and then the mind, and then the breathing will come naturally. If the body is not handled properly, one will not get into the natural world and recovery effectively, efficiently. Why? If I hold a fist like this, can my mind relax? Can my breathing relax? Of course it's not. So that's why today you can see in the website, in the televisions, in all where, and when people talk about the breathing, control this, pace this, do this, I can handle my heart rate variability this way, blah blah blah. You know those are manipulative, those are temporary stuff, good for balancing and this and that maybe. But because they never talk about the condition of their body before they get into the breathing, those stuff is actually very forceful. And those stuff today we call it biofeedback, right? Recovery is not biofeedback. N1 process I mentioned is not a biofeedback. So, for example, in the N1 process, there are certain locations of the body one need to balance out. So the process step is you need to balance out the body. Okay, all this area, okay, and by sequence it balance it out. Once you balance it up, the mind is going to settle, and then the breathing is going to settle, and the breathing will naturally get deeper and deeper. The mode of the breathing change right away. Okay, if it's done properly, you enter into the natural world. So it is not manipulative, not a biofeedback, because biofeedback means your mind always has to be there. And this meaning in the N1 process of the recovery, meaning I don't want my mind to be there. I don't want to use it. Drop it. Okay? Now, in the N1 process, in the Wing Chun Inception book, the step there, it is using the timer. So, for example, if I want to follow this N1 process to get into recovery, I time, say, 20 minutes, for example. Then while I'm carry out or practice the N1 process, carry out the N1 process, I have to time myself inside that, because my timer is 20 minutes, so my mind has to take accounting on my time and what I'm doing at every steps, right? And for those who have the sport watch, they can turn on the heart rate tracking with their timer, okay, the countdown timer, and then they start, okay, when they say laying down, and then they they execute step by step, and of course they have to estimate their time where they do each step. Okay, is that effective? Yes, it is effective. Many people have used it when they are so busy they need rest. They use this for resting. People who have difficulties in sleeping, they use this to enter into sleep state. And for those who wake up in the middle of the night, cannot go back to sleep, they use that to go back to the sleep. We know this because in the ancient people practiced for thousands of years, the Chinese doing this kind of stuff. Okay, now with the Coros, the programming now is much easier. Why? You program the time for each steps. So you no longer need your mind to track on that, because tracking mind, remember, we want to enter into the natural world, meaning that we want to drop the mind, completely don't want to use the mind. However, if I need to know which step, and I want to estimate my time, how much time this step has to take, that is still using mind, right? Now, with the Coros, because now I can program on the time of every step, for each steps, the time of each steps. Okay, I can program the time for each steps. So that means I don't have to use my mind for those things anymore. So I just lay down there, I just wait, beep, I do this, and then I let it be. So you don't need to use your mind anymore. And then the next beep come, you switch to different steps. You just do that. You don't even have to do other things. And then it beep again, and you enter into the deep rest state. You just stay there, dropping your body, your mind, and you let the breathing drop, and then it just go run by itself. Okay? And then when time's up, the Coros beep again, and then I purposely in this programming, make it so the interval is shorter, it beep beep more, and then you know, okay, this is the end of it. Beep, 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 and then you get up from it. Slowly massage and you don't shock your body. So with the Coros programming, it is much more easy. You practically don't have to use your mind that much. You cut down a lot compared with using the timer. Okay? And of course, after you go through that, you check your heart rate average. You look at your performance, you can adjust your timing on each step. Okay? That's personalization. Even if you have one person do a guided instruction for you, that person is still estimating or guessing, right? But in here with the Coros, you don't anymore. You know exactly what it is. Okay? You can handle it. So of course, you know, ultimately maybe some days the Coros can have this voice. Okay, so you don't even have to memorize the first step what you need to do. The Coros just tell you. Loosen up your buttocks area. You just do that. And that's it. You don't want to use your mind because you want to recover. Recovery means dropping all these things. Drop your body, your mind, and your breathing, and let everything run by itself. Okay? So that is why with the Coros now, with this, it is very convenient and you can use it everywhere. And of course you can, we can say, well, you can argue that we can using app for this. Well, but using apps is another device and it is clumsy. With this, using this, you can do it anytime. Okay? So that's the beauty of it. And again, I don't work for Coros, I don't have stocks from the Coros, but this is good deal for everybody, okay, for recovery. In the ancient, like in the age model in this book, okay, if you look at this, if you freeze the screen of this is the recovery part here. This is aerobic, this is anaerobic. And since ancient Chinese practice, we know that we always have to get down here for recovery. Otherwise, it's not going to be able to perform well out there. Okay? You're not going to perform well in the aerobic and anaerobic if you don't have adequate rest here. It's like the baby. If your baby is not having rest enough or sleep enough, your baby is not going to be healthy and grow well. So if you don't know about this recovery, you're keeping like using those breathing method to pace the breathing and those kind of stuff. Those are still belong to the anaerobic. Those are still dissipative type of stuff. You might feel high, okay, doing certain thing like drink some high carbohydrate drink, you can feel high, but it's going to slump your energy. After that high is gone, you know that it's like, you can drink some high carbohydrate stuff and you get running and using all your energy, you get the anaerobic and so forth. And after a while, you can feel energy slump if your energy use up and so forth. And that is the time you need to get to the recovery, because your body needs to balance itself. Okay? You need good food and you need this recovery. And the same thing is if we want productivity living, like here I'm living in Silicon Valley, we need to be really productive. I'm doing design, as you know that I'm a design architect and so forth. You practically need the recovery out there, otherwise you get burnt out or you start to get absent-minded, cloudy-minded kind of stuff because you're not rest enough, and then you're going to make wrong decision and make mistake. So this is to share with you today. It is a different world. And that's why when I wrote this, the idea is to map the ancient technology in today's technology. And we're going to make use of it to help us today. Especially right now, you have the COVID-19 time. You need a lot of rest. Your immune system, you need the recovery, right? So when I found out the Coros, I actually, I like different type of watches because I'm a techie, I like to play with this thing. But when I found out that I'd be able to do this programming, well, I feel really excited, and I feel that, I want to tell the world, you have this, you can help yourself, okay? And of course, this is the sport watch, right? Like the Garmin, Polar, all these are sport watch. The market, it will be a sport watch market. But then wait a minute, high intensity training or high productivity living is one side. The other side is the recovery. So like using Coros, I'm pretty happy with the Coros now because I can track my exercise, my martial art trainings, impulse momentum training with Coros, and then I can using the program for my recovery, and then I can track my my daily body condition with my sleeping, resting heart rate, and then I can track my heart rate, my daily average heart rate. Since this one you can slide and see your daily average heart rate. From there, I know that if my daily average heart rate is getting high, like in the 80s, I know I need to rest. If usually it is about 71 or something like that. This for me, right? You might be different. So with that, I have a good balance there. And of course, in Garmin, you can check your body battery and your stress level and so forth. Everybody have the advantage, but Coros for me, I like it better because it covers what I need. And it's simple, even though I design, for past 30 something years, I do design, platform design of the chips and blah, blah, blah. But I still love simplistic stuff, because complex stuff means trouble, okay? So the same with this recovery stuff, it has to be simple, so simple that it's brainless. So you just follow whatever the beeps. Just get in there and get the body recover. Okay, so this is what I share with you on what I understand and so forth. Okay, and watch out. Again, disclaimer, right? I'm just sharing what I'm doing. I'm not teaching you what to do. You want to do something, you check with your medical doctor and so forth. Okay. So because I'm just sharing information, I don't want you to do something which is you might hurt yourself. Okay? So check with your medical doctor, whatever you want to do. Okay? Don't do whatever I'm saying in this channel. Okay? Because there's a responsibility, and I don't want to screw you. Okay? And so you must not just follow what I'm doing. Okay?